Well, it's time to play, and boy, do I have a lot of progress to show you this morning, because basically what we're trying to do is start with the backbone of what's going to be in the Gigafactory, and that backbone literally is the train system. So the train system is going to bring in ingot level products or higher from all over the map. For example, we have aluminum factories that'll bring in aluminum ingots, and we'll have copper, and we'll have iron, and we'll have steel. The first train line we're going to put in is the very first metal that you usually deal with in Satisfactory, and that is the iron. So let's take a look at what we've already built here. At this point, I want to just kind of rise up and show you what I've done here. Now, Garrett, when he needed a lot of product, had built this huge row. These are all copper smelters along this whole row there. Also, there was a steel production over here, and here is iron ingot production over here, as well as this small line over here. This station here is taking in the steel. This station here is taking in the copper. This station is the one we're going to work with today, and it's doing the iron. And right now I only have one freight loading platform on each one. So you see all of them are identical at this point. So I've only got one freight loading platform here. Don't know if I'll need more here or not, but we'll see. On the other side of the factory, let's see if we can get down here and move to the other side of the factory. Okay, so here's all of the trains stations. And what there is, there are 6 train stations in a row, one on the right, one on the left. These are all have all been labeled, and you see Giga DF3 and Giga AC3. Now the AC and the DF come from the fact that there are 6 input rail lines on the other side of the factory that we're going to show you here, and the first 3 merge into the right hand set of train stations, and that right hand set of train stations then is taking in lines A, B, and C, consolidating them into AC. Likewise, on the left hand side, there's going to be 3 stations that consolidate, and we're calling those lines D, E, and F. They consolidate into that line DF. That's the naming convention that we're sticking to. Here's the inbound trains at this point. Right now, we're going to work on just this first line coming in here. We're going to call that line A, B, and C across, and then D, E, and F across. So this is where we'll start with all our incoming lines, and the goal of this particular video is to get to the point of going and collecting more iron. And when we collect that iron and fill up the train, we're going to bring it back and run it along this station, and then it will stop at Giga Iron AC1. That is the goal, and we're going to go start working on that now. Now, Robert is here. He's working diligently already with our first train station out in the Rocky Desert area, where there's a lot of iron. So he's working on a platform out there to smelt the iron, raw iron coming from each of the mines out in that area. We're going to start by taking that far station that we started with in the beginning of the video. We're going to start there, and we're going to extend that line out to the platform he's building, and that'll be the first bit of building that we do today. So I'm going to go ahead and do a bunch of building, and we'll see you and show it to you after we get that part built. Alrighty, well, we have now created the first loop to collect iron. So we're going to get a lot of iron from the Rocky Desert. We've got iron coming from just outside the Gigafactory. We've looped it all around to just those 2 extra train stops. We're going to let those fill up and see if we need more trains or more train stops. And we haven't put together all the signage or the the blocking on any of the trains yet. So we'll have to see how those all work out. But at this point, what I've done is we've created the timetable here. And so it's going to go to the Giga iron stop, which is going to be where it drops off the iron ingots. The AC one is the one just outside where I started the video at. And AC B1B is the one that Robert created out there, and we'll take a close look at that when we get out there as well. You're going to see it for the first time. So let's turn on self-driving. Let's take a run, take a ride. All right, so we come down the platform here and go around our first corner, and you'll recognize the 6 tracks that we started, A, B, C through F. So we're running parallel here as we run this side. Right now there's no other trains to block anything, so there's really no need for any signage or any blocking of particular sections of the track. There will be, of course, need for that as we move along. But right now we're just flowing through kind of normal. Now we're heading through 6 here. This is number 5. And AC4 is this one, and you see the names as we pass by: Giga AC4 and AC3. And we'll get to go through 2 here, and then we'll see if we stop at number 1 here. Okay, we should be stopping here, and we have 1 car at this point to unload because only one of the train stations where we were picking up is functional yet. So it'll pick up this 1 car that we picked up on our test run. So we'll wait for that to happen. Maybe.
It looks like we haven't set those to unload yet.
Well, that would be a reason. Okay, so those 6 platforms now have been set to unload. And I'm just going to park myself here until the train comes back by. There it comes. Okay, and it still has just the 1 car. It should unload that 1 car here, and in doing so, now we don't have any of the piping hooked up or the conveyors hooked up even to take this load out of the stop here, but it just goes to show that it can pick some up, and now it's going to be able to unload it at least into the train stop. Okay. Okay, so it should pick up a load here. Here it goes, picks up that 1 load here, the only functioning train freight platform that we have running at the moment. And it'll go ahead and put it there. All right, then we'll go to Robert's. Then we'll just leave the train running and let Robert give us a tour of what he's built, and then we'll start connecting all the pieces apart. You know, it's so big you can see it off on the left-hand side over here as we're approaching it. So what Robert has built at this point is no small feat. As I was building the tracks to pick up everything. See some more building going on as we were coming around the corner. You can see conveyors getting put into place and so forth. So here it is. And I'm going to go ahead and see if it does any unloading or loading.
Yeah, a little bit.
It does. It's doing a little bit. It's got 2 cars that it's loading. So very good. Very good. So it'll load those. I'm going to go ahead and watch the train go head on out. And away it goes. Now this time it has 3 different cars loaded, and it'll slowly get more and more of those cars loaded as time progresses. So,
well, can I explain what's going on?
You can explain your labyrinth, yes, please.
Well, this is a very simple line, obviously.
A very simple one. Okay.
First, each one of these modules, before looking at the spaghetti, each one of these modules, separated by those lifts there, each one of those processes 12 iron ingots per minute. So each one of those can be hooked up to one Mark III miner that's fully overclocked, right? Which means we have 6 of these units on one side of the tracks and 6 units on the other side of the tracks. So we have enough for 12 pure nodes or a combination of lesser nodes. So that's 14,400 iron ingots per minute.
Okay.
Is what we can process here. Now, because we know that the train's going to be unloading or loading at another bay, might have some issues. What I built here is a load balancer, and that's like with the spaghetti you're seeing. Every one of these, I don't know what to call them, units, as they pump out their iron ingots, if for some reason the train is already partially full, it will equally distribute all of the ingots to all 3 of the ports on this side. Okay? So you notice only one's hooked up, but it's equally feeding all 3 of them right now. If you look at the intake.
Okay.
Right? And because I have this industrial storage container buffer there, I'm able to branch off another 3, and I have a secondary load balancer that's closer to you that hooks up to the next 3 units. So you're looking at one 3x3 load balancer as well as a second 3x3 load balancer side by side.
Okay.
Okay. And I just finished building this one, and I'm about to build the final 4th load balancer over on the other side.
Okay.
But all that has to happen right now, if you want to help out with the iron,
You bet.
okay, is let's go to the outside. So let's go back to the other side and fly through here to the outside.
Okay. Alrighty. Where do I start pumping it in?
So I'm drawing conveyors out.
Okay, those are the inlines, huh?
Those are the inlines.
Alright.
And actually I'm going to put a wall with a port in it. Right? And we'll connect it to a wall with a port in it later. Okay? But yeah, just connect it to each one of these lines.
And so I'm looking for iron nodes like the one just below me.
Yep. And you need to combine and make sure that you have the equivalent of 1200 per minute. So that's 1 pure, 2 normals, or 4 impure, or some other combination.
All right, and I can see a ton of them off in the distance, so I'll just keep on plunking down miners and such, going from there. Let's see what my bags look like. Hey, my bags actually have some space in them. Lucky for me, huh? Yeah, what a miracle, right? Okay, it means I haven't deconstructed a whole bunch of stuff lately, so... All right, I will get to work on that. And so, you know, you can see a few green sticks over here where they've got actual product coming in. You can see the product coming in from that side. We just need to hook up these conveyors so that each one of these sets of units starts turning all their power indicators green. And we'll see them start running. When they start running, they'll load the trains. And then we'll start getting an indication of whether we need 1 train or 2 trains or maybe 3 trains on this one route. Don't know. We'll have to check it out and see. All right, guys, this looks like a spaghetti mess as I've slowly put the miners on each one of the mines that I found on this side. And we have hooked them up into all 6 ports on this side of the, we'll call it this our iron refinery factory. So now the train, the biggest thing is getting the train all hooked up so that it's functioning, actually dropping off product that it's received here, because all of these are full and all of these are stopped up at the moment with nowhere to go. I'm sure every container is full. I mean, it's creating tons and tons of product here, and yes, all these containers are full, and that means that basically what's happening is we've got the supply side taken care of. Now we've got to do the demand side. In other words, we got to start moving the product out of the train stations so that they can begin to start seeing product move through here and not just be totally backed up. So this is what we're going to do all over the map. This is only the first foray into getting massive quantities of products that we need in order to make massive quantities of the end products and then totally exploit the entire world. So let's, we'll join us again when we continue with the build of the Gigafactory, and eventually we'll work on completing phase 5. There's our train stopping in, and everything is probably totally full on the train, which means that it's probably going to just stop here and then move on. So hit that like button. Come join us by subscribing if you want. If you feel that you can help and support us. And look forward to seeing you again later. Bye-bye.